過去一直以嚟，南非都係一個盛產冠軍級騎師嘅國家，好似之前嘅雷成啦，仲有呢個高雅治啊、韋達等等。咁啊，近年呢，亦都有一個新進啊，而且咧騎功非常之了得嘅騎師。雖然咧佢都俾人哋叫做肥仔乜啦，因為佢最低嘅副磅咧都有122磅，但係佢喺啱啱舉行嘅國際騎師錦標賽咧，就憑住2場頭馬咧，成為最終嘅冠軍，咁啊擊敗咗雷神啊、莫亞等等嘅世界級騎師。佢就係我哋今集嘅人氣馬場嘉賓雷景芬啦。I remember that you said when you're winning the championship, you said it's one of your career highlights, right?
Yeah, certainly. To be on this international stage, unfortunately in South Africa, we're not recognized internationally, and so coming to Hong Kong, a lot of eyes were on me, and it was nice that we came home the winner. Obviously, winning the Jockey International, gave me the opportunity to come here, and big thank you to the Hong Kong Jockey Club for inviting me. It's a short stint, but please God, it could be a bit longer. Really enjoying Hong Kong. It's a fantastic place, and I think it's a place to be.
Competing with the top jockeys in Hong Kong and competing at your hometown, what's the difference?
It's pretty much the same as home. Obviously the racing is a bit different. They go a bit faster here in the early parts of the race, but racing's racing. You've got to get your horse past the line first, and if you got the horse under you, it's possible.
So you are the third generation of this profession. So your grandfather is a trainer, and then your father is a jockey, and then is the chairman of the association, Jockeys Association. So I'm sure that you learn riding and be around with horses since a young age. So can you tell us something about your childhood?
Yeah, from a baby, from when I can remember, I didn't want to be a fireman or a doctor or a soccer player. My dream is always to be a jockey, and it's just fantastic that I'm able to fulfill my dreams. And I've had an amazing career, and I've worked very hard, but steeped in, racing steeped in my blood. And my father was a jockey, a successful jockey, and now he's the chairman of the Jockey Association. Like you say, my grandfather trained. My uncle Spark Lerena is a trainer currently in South Africa, and my cousin Brandon is also a jockey. So it's a family trait.
Because I read a story saying that your parents don't want you to be a jockey initially.
Yeah, my parents try to keep me away from horses, but they never ever had a chance. And it's like everyone says, it's in the blood, and when it's in the blood, it's hard to get away from. But funny you say that. I was in school, and I didn't really do well in my studies. I wasn't interested in school. I was more interested in the horses and playing sport and that. And the Jockey Academy turned me down 3 times because of my weight and my height and my criteria.
Yes.
And so my dreams weren't being filled, and I was never going to be a jockey. So my parents sent me to the Jockey Academy. They had an equestrian section for show jumping and dressage and all of that, and they said let him go to the academy and hopefully become a work rider or something in Hong Kong one day. But when I got out the car that day, I said I'm going to become a jockey, and thank God everything's happened. So
you point out one thing is very important, especially riding in Hong Kong, is about the weight. We can see there's some of the club jockeys, if they can ride a lightweight, it seems that they get more support. But now your minimum weight is 122. Do you think it is a little bit difficult for you to get a quality ride?
It is more difficult. Obviously I'd love to be riding the bottom weights. You've got a wider variety of horse to ride.
Yeah.
And but my weight's always been against me my whole career, and I've managed to do well only riding top weights throughout my career, throughout my claiming, now currently. So it's always been a big challenge, but I'm a strong 122.
So you're the 3-time champion apprentice in South Africa, and then you beat even Richard Flory because it's your schoolmates at that time, right? So how do you feel about this?
Yeah, Richard and I were in the same time, the same year together. And like I said, I've been very fortunate because in the academy I could only ride 51 kilos. So when we start off, we claimed 4. So my minimum weight was 55, claimed 4 kilos, which was 51. So my variety of rides were slim again. And I could only ride those days, top weight was 58. So between 55 and 58, claimed 4. So I didn't have a wide variety of horses, but managed to get through my claim 4 quite quick, and never look back. It's been a fantastic career.
In 2011, it's quite an emotional year for you because you led until the last day for your championship and was beaten by Anton Marcus. So by only one win. So you said that it take you some time to overcome this bad time, right?
Yeah, it was terrible. Mentally it just destroyed me as a rider and as a person. I was leading the championship by about 17 or 18 winners, and unfortunately a horse ran away with me and ran through the wall and I broke my leg. Yeah, so I was out racing for 8 weeks, and I came back, my leg was still broken, but I was probably about 15 winners behind with 3 months to go, and just gave it my all. Rode with a broken leg, gave it my all. I hit the front with about a month to go, and all things seemed right, and like I had the championship in the bag with a week to go. I was 7 ahead. And Anton Marcus he's got the strongest support in South Africa. He rides for the biggest owner, and that week I think I only rode 3 winners in that week, and he was just riding more than me every day. The last 2 days I never had a winner, and I think he rode 4 winners on the Monday, and the last day was the Tuesday, and he had 2 winners, and it was a very bitter point in my life. For about a good 18 months, I questioned myself every day if I could have done something differently. I could have just won the championship, and only losing it by 1 winner was very sad, and it really broke my heart. But I used to question myself every day, and I put a lot of pressure on myself, and mentally I was destroyed. I was very negative, and my weight went up, and I was only riding top weights. But thank God for my little son, who's 20 months now. He gave me a new lease on life, and he made me want to be the best again. And when he came into our lives, everything's just changed, and mentally I'm on the right path, and I want to do well for him and do well for my family.
It has been quite a long time. We all know that South African jockeys are doing good in Hong Kong since Basil Marcus and Robbie Fred, Jeff Lloyd, even of course Dougie White. But now it has been there's a gap between them. So now you're the next generation to show that how good South African riders are.
Yeah, but you need the horse firstly, and without the horse you can't make things happen. You can't make magic with no horses. I think it's 90% horse, and you need a little bit of luck on your side, but also you got to ride good races, and so I think it's 90% horse. So if I've given the opportunity, I'm sure I know I'll be able to prove myself.
I can say you're quite of record creator because you're holding 2 records. You are the even you're as a apprentice, but you won more than 280 in a season and beat the old record set for 30 years, right?
Yes, I beat Mace Roberts' record. Mace Roberts was a great jockey. He was a world-class jockey. He was very successful in England and Japan as well. And he's an English champion as well. And it's nothing. I didn't aim for it, but it came upon me, and with a couple of months to go with my apprenticeship, they said, you can break a record, and it's Michael Roberts' record. It's been going for 30 years, and it was just nice that we smashed it. Last season broke the record for winners in a month. Yeah, it was an amazing month. I think it was 42 winners, and just every horse I sat on was just winning, and it was really a great time.
I know that Mighty Call is a legendary trainer, and you have a quite good relationship with him over the past season. And he has a very funny nickname for you, right? Can you tell us what it is and why?
Yeah, Mr. The Cock calls me Elvis.
Elvis?
Yeah.
What it is?
I don't know why, but he says I'm very smooth, so I don't know. I'm not a good singer. So, I'm not a good singer, but you know, his nickname for me is Elvis.
So maybe you can do some rock and roll and dance.
I love rock and roll, but
Yeah.
I'm not the greatest singer.
So you are now in Hong Kong for 2 months. Though until now, just like you are trying to get more supports, and then we all know that you work so hard at the track work and also in the races. So after this 2 months, any plans for the future or any places you want to go for future visit or ride?
You know, I like to leave my options open. You know, it's the right time for me to explore the world, and you know, my son's at the right age.
Yeah.
And I'm very blessed that my wife she's always by my side and sticks by me through thick and thin. But you know, whichever opportunity comes along, I'll definitely go for it. And you know, if I could stay in Hong Kong longer, I'd love to.
You keep doing some charity work. You donate your prize money to a horse care unit. So can you tell us why and what's the motivation behind?
Yeah, you know, last season, the last 7 months of the racing season, I donated 500 Rand for every winner I rode to the horse care unit in the province that I rode the winner. So if it was in Johannesburg, it would be the Highveld horse care unit, or if it was in Durban, it was the coastal horse care unit. So whichever province I rode the winner in, I donated 500 Rand, and it was a great initiative. You know, the horse care unit got a lot of money out of me, which is fantastic, you know, because if it wasn't for the horse, none of us would have a career, and you know, without the horse, we're nothing. And it was just fantastic to donate, you know, all this money to the horse care unit. Obviously, horses in need, horses that haven't been looked after well, they all go to the horse care unit, and people that don't want horses send them there. So it was a great help for them, and a lot of people jumped on the wagon too. So they were matching me. If I rode a winner, they were matching my 500 Rand. So the horse care unit got some good airtime out of it.